Tops open. Why? Because this year she played to prove she was still the champion she used to be before it was taken away with the stroke of a knife.
1, 2, 3, 4, hit!
Monica Seles has been a fierce competitor on the tennis court ever since she was a child, winning tournaments before she even knew how to keep score. In 1991, at age 17, she became the youngest #1 ranked tennis player ever. Her loud grunts became the trademark of an intense young champion.
I finish with and it's noisier.
What do you say when you hear yourself?
I'm saying, oh my God, is that really me? Is that me grunting out there? I do not hear one single thing that it's that noisy.
Then in 1993, an obsessed German fan was determined that Steffi Graf, not Monica, should be #1.
I remember sitting in the chair, and I just remember suddenly this very sharp pain. I felt something went into my body. And then I looked back. Then it hit me what happened.
Günther Porsche had stabbed Monica with a 9-inch serrated boning knife, leaving a puncture wound a ½ inch deep and an emotional scar that dug even deeper and that still has not completely healed.
Whenever I would play tennis, I could go out on the court without any worries. And suddenly that was taken away from me. As a tennis player, I've always been very strong mentally. But this was a totally different thing mentally than tennis.
A German court only gave Monica's attacker a suspended sentence, while Monica was haunted by images of the attack for years. She withdrew from the outside world and was overcome by severe depression. You have said that the scream, your scream, still stays with you. Is it in nightmares? Is it something that goes through your mind even as we sit?
There have been nights that I relived the whole attack, or some things could just trigger it and they would bring it back. Or if somebody would even just come up to me in a restaurant and say, oh, how sorry I am and everything, I would run into the bathroom and just cry.
Do you have a scar?
I have a scar, but I have never ever looked back at the scar, and I never will look back there. And I told myself, put it behind and try to close the door on it, but you have the key. And I feel I have the key. I can open it if I need to deal with it again, but right now I want to keep the door closed and try to move on.
And she has. After a 2-year absence, she won the Canadian Open and made it to the finals at the U.S. Open. She lost to Steffi Graf. But there's a change in Monica Seles, almost as if in facing death, she found new meaning in life.
I have, I think, a different outlook after a stabbing. I'm just going to go out there and have fun and do the best that I can. Win or lose, I'm still the same person.
It's always reassuring how human beings manage